Hello and welcome to our campervan conversion series. If you've watched any of our other videos, you'll know that we have a VW Transporter T6 that we are currently planning to convert into a campervan. We use it to tow our caravan with.
Now, if you are here for caravan content, please don't worry. That's not going anywhere. We are keeping our caravan and we still love touring on a caravan. So there'll be plenty of caravan content coming soon as well.
We have been planning our conversion for a little while. We absolutely love a bit of research, so we've been to the NEC, we've looked at campervan layouts, we've spoken to some really great companies about conversions, and just in general done a whole bunch of research to enable us to make some decisions about our own conversion process. And we are ready to reveal those decisions to you in this video.
And the first decision that we kind of had to make was, do we convert everything ourselves or do we send it away to a professional conversion company to do it for us? And we have made a decision there, and we are going to do as much as we possibly can ourselves.
A lot of that is budget related. There are some great companies out there that do full conversions, but we figured it would be a more cost-effective solution to try and do as much of the work ourselves.
Plus, it also means more content for you to watch as we make our way through the process.
And mess things up.
Hopefully not. But there is one thing that we are not going to do ourselves, and that is the installation of a pop top. We've decided that we really want the extra headroom that a pop top allows us to have. I know lots of people have VW vans without a pop top conversion, and that's absolutely cool. But we're going to have a pop top done, and we have selected a company called Storm Pop Tops, who are based in Bristol. And we're going to take that van down there. It's going to take them a couple of days to fully install our chosen pop top. We're not having a bed in it though.
We aren't. Controversial decision number one. It's just the two of us. I can't envisage a circumstance where we might need to put anyone else up in the van, and we just think the way that we live, we don't need the bed in the roof, and it's a cost-saving thing too to not have one put in. So
yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, but they are going to put a solar panel on the roof for us. They're also going to put some spotlights in, and they're going to carpet line to finish the metal work around as well. So really excited. It sounds like they're going to do a great job. They are a really well-reviewed company. We, Sarah said, we love a bit of research, so we've done lots of research. So that is the first major step, and that's going to be done really soon actually, so stay tuned for that. I think if we'd try to do anything like that ourselves, that would be a disaster.
that would have got us into hot water pretty quick, wouldn't it?
Which also kind of makes me think, well, now we're in the, are we going to appear in the van life algorithm on YouTube?
We're going to go over to the dark side.
Ah, yeah, but it kind of makes me think, well, do we need some clickbait video thumbnails like disaster?
I'm not sure that clickbait is really us.
You don't think so?
No. The next decision we've made is about furniture and layout in the van. And one of the things that we have learned through this process is how important it is to actually have a good idea or understanding of what you want the end build to look like, because it does inform quite a few of the decisions and the process throughout that journey. Now, we've been to some conversion showrooms, some campervan showrooms. We've looked at a lot of layouts. We've tested them out. And from the very beginning, we felt very confident that the U-shaped layout was right for us. And having gone to visit a couple of showrooms in person and try some of them out, we were even more confident in that decision that the U-shaped layout will work really well for us. It's just the two of us traveling in the van. We don't need belted seat belts in the back, so it gives us a little bit more freedom to choose a layout that will work for kind of
for the way we live. Yeah, and we've had lots of great feedback from some of our wonderful viewers as well, which has kind of helped us really hone in on that as being the way that we'd like to go. It kind of suits the way that we would live. You know, we kind of like to sit around, maybe play cards, eat, enjoy a meal, and the traditional kind of either, you know, sort of forward-facing seats. Of course, when you need those travel seats to be belted, you have to have those. They don't, for us, allow you to relax in the way that we would want to. So U-shape definitely sounds good for us. We have honed in on a U-shaped layout by Cool Whip Campers. We've seen it in the flesh, we've tried it out, we've had a good poke around. It seems to be great quality. And we've even gone so far as to kind of choose the colours that we would like of the kind of the what's the word, the finish on the outside, and also the fabric for the cushions.
And it's great because there are so many options that you can really customise it just how you want, and make it look just how you like. And the same is true, actually, I think, for a lot of the furniture options. So one of the things that we really liked about the Cool Whip layout that we have chosen is the option to remove like the bottom of the U as like a separate box and take it out, and we're going to customise that and put like a porta toilet in there, so we could pop that out and put it in the awning, for example,
or you could just remove it and put something long in there like a kayak or something like that.
Exactly. So it's a really flexible layout. We think it's going to give us lots of options. Now we have decided, sorry Mac, not to put a pull-out kitchen in the back.
Yeah, we have, but that's okay. I think, you know, I think we are going to use that for storage. So that big long thing on the left-hand side underneath the bench will all be for storage. I think that's more important to us than a pull-out kitchen. We can pull our gas stove out on a little table and that'll be fine. Now, there is a lead time for the building of that, especially when you're choosing bespoke colours. So we really need to get a move on and place the order for that, because we have a timeline to meet. I was just looking up at the wall planner and kind of semi-panicking about the time we've got to get this finished by. Kind of, what is it, April, May time.
We're aiming to have the conversion done April, May time, do a couple of test kind of goes fairly local, and then a big trip planned for later on the year, but I'm sure we'll tell you more about that when we're confident that we're going to finish it on time.
Exactly. So the next big decision we have made is about electrics.
One of the things that has given me the most pause when considering doing ourselves is the installation of the electrics. But my dad was an electrician, and so I'm kind of hoping that some of his skills and knowledge have kind of, you know, transferred to me by osmosis or magic or something like that, and we'll be fully equipped to tackle this task ourselves. We met a company called Outerland Supplies at the NEC last year, and so we've been having a chat to them about a bundle and purchasing a bundle that covers both electrics and water for us to install ourselves.
And I think that's a really important point to mention at this stage, is that when you're talking about doing things yourself or fully sending it away to have someone do it for you, there are lots of ways in which companies make it easy by having bundles that you can purchase. So whether it's bundles for electrics, sound deadening, all that kind of stuff, that makes the process a lot easier. So Ben at Outerland Supplies has put together a full specification based on a really good conversation that we had around our needs, the way we're going to be using the van, how many nights we want to be off grid, what kind of things we want to power inside the van, and so he has tailor built a bundle for us which will meet our needs really well.
And I think if we'd have had to have done that kind of thing ourselves from scratch, that would have been really difficult.
We wouldn't have known where to start, really, would we? There's so many different terminologies, wattages and all that kind of stuff. But I think once we have done it, and Ben's going to also supply a full wiring diagram as well, once we've done it, we're going to get it tested by a professional to make sure that it's all safe and that our handiwork here will pass muster. But talking about bundles, the next thing that we have decided is what bundles to buy for sound deadening, insulation and ply lining. So again, bundles available for our particular van, and kind of any van really that you're looking to convert. We've bought the sound deadening and insulation bundle from Coombe Valley Campers, and we've bought a ply lining kit from Seaside Campers. There's going to be some dovetailing of sequence, isn't there, I think, with the electrics and those kinds of things as well.
Yeah, that for me is a big part of the understanding of what the process looks like. I understand all of the separate parts of the conversion in isolation, but it's how they all work together, and making sure that you don't do something at the very beginning of the process that then impacts what you're going to be doing later down the line.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Understanding it from start to finish is really, really important.
Talking about later down the line, the things that we are kind of deferring for a little bit are like the interior styling. So whilst we've chosen the colours for the U-shaped furniture layout, the kind of interior styling details we're going to leave to a little bit later on, so stay tuned for other videos about that.
Yeah, and one of the other things that we are deferring until a little bit later down the line as well is installing a diesel heater, because at the moment, we won't be going away during a time where the weather dictates that we need it, so we can kind of shift that out a little bit in the process and maybe come back to it later in the year when we will really need it, and that also just saves a little bit of money up front as well from the installation cost.
It does, and that was a good tip from Marcus at Coombe Valley Campers. Actually, he said, look, that is the last thing you can do. It doesn't have to be done before anything else is done, so save a little bit of money, and we'll be camping first of all probably in the summer. That was a good thing. I think it's worth mentioning now that whilst we've talked about all of these different companies and all of the products that we've chosen, we are paying for everything ourselves. So just to be completely transparent, while we may mention these companies, we've made our own choices based on our own research, and we're paying for everything ourselves. So we're going to take you with us on every step of this journey, so stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, hit that little bell notification so you know when we release a new van conversion video.
And when we mess up.
Hopefully not. So meanwhile, thank you very much for watching this short decisions video, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks a lot for watching.
Bye.
Bye.